He loves me, but I don't know. Does he not want to? Is there a reason? I guess too, I'm thinking of it as like, you gave me gifts, and then if you just stopped it'd be like, what?
That's like, you just say all these nice things to me, right? I don't want you to clean my car, or I want you to spend time with me, to act like you actually care. I know that I'm more important than your work, right? So that's most women's chief complaint. The way that we as men value ourselves, right, is in attracting women or getting the sexual desire of women. That is what men see. They will rank themselves in a hierarchy based on that ability. That's it.
And they do overlap a little bit. Like, I mean, quite a bit. Like you said, everybody has like some percentage of all of these.
Yeah.
And in a especially romantic relationship, you're going to have all of these, right? Like you're going to spend time together. You're going to have the physical touch. You're going to tell each other nice things. You're going to give each other gifts. You're going to do stuff for the other person to help them out. So it's not like one reigns supreme.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're asked like you, where you're like, which one would you like absolutely not be able to give up? Then I feel like that's when people talk about like their main one.
Yeah.
But from a general standpoint, they all play a part no matter what. Because I'm sure even though we were talking about receiving gifts, like if I never got you a gift or you never got me a gift, I'd be like, he loves me, but like what? I don't know. Like, does he not want to? Like, is there a reason? Like, I mean, I guess too, I'm thinking of it as like, you gave me gifts, and then if you just stopped it'd be like, what? But I guess from the very beginning, if you didn't, it'd be normal. But
yeah, I guess that
because it's not about the gift,
right? It's
about the thought of right.
Exactly. That's why it's like it's the model. It's not. I think it's not even the best model, honestly.
What would you think the best model would be?
Well, to look at things through the masculine and feminine, right? And what fulfills the masculine versus what fulfills the feminine. Well,
what would the love language be then for masculine and feminine?
Well, okay. Well, look at it this way, right? So most women, right? What would their chief complaint be in a long-term relationship? They would, because the guy's like, I work hard, I do this, I got you flowers, I got you, So the woman's like, I don't want your gifts. I don't want your, you to say all these nice things to me, right? I don't want you to like clean my car or, I want you to spend time with me, to act like you actually care. Like, I know, like, that I'm more important than your work, right? So that's most women's chief complaint, right? Which
that's a good way to put it.
Most men's chief complaint, if you can get it out of them, would be, I don't care that you're cleaning the house, or that that you got me some stuff when you went to the store, or that you're telling me that you love me. Like, wear something sexy and show me. That's what like a guy's like. I want to see those other things don't matter as much, right? But women will typically think, oh, I'm doing all these things, right? And he's like, no, I want you to do the one thing that matters to me. And women have the same thing. It's like guys like, I'm doing all these things. And women are like, no, I want you to do the one thing that matters to me, which is actually showing that you want to spend time with me as a human being, as a person, right? Because again, I think a lot of it comes down to, right? Just like I was saying, how if men are honest, the way that we as men value ourselves, right, is in attracting women or getting the sexual desire of women. That is what men see. They will rank themselves in a hierarchy based on that ability.
Why
right?
do they do that?
Well, hold on. But women, right, the way women value themselves, and they don't really have the same hierarchical, they're more egalitarian, but it is based on feeling like who they are as a person is valued, right? Not their physical appearance, especially if they are, I think that when you see deviations from it, it's when like women that have a very high physical touch, usually it's women that don't see themselves as physically attractive. But if a woman has a healthy self-esteem in terms of her appearance and attraction, then she's more likely to be valuing herself based on how like spending time with someone, wanting to spend time with someone, that indicates that you value them as a person, their personality, who they are, that you just don't see them as a sexual object, right? That you're
so
not
you
just
think
for
women who have physical touch as their main one are lacking self-confidence or self-esteem?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Usually because they didn't get it from their father.
Or
right.
mother.
Right. Well, usually it's the father in that case, right? Because
yeah, but I think
a woman knows that it tries to get attention from men to make up for the fatherly attention that she didn't get, that love.
I agree with that.
And she knows to get it through physical touch.
But I think that people can also do that if they don't have a good connection with their mother as well, too. Like, it is more dependent on the father relationship for sure. But you can also see it because I feel like a mother not doing that affects a woman's self-esteem in a different way than if a father doesn't do it. And I do agree with you that I think that if she doesn't have that with her father, it might lead to more promiscuity.
Right.
Because it's like that masculine, feminine dynamic and that part goes into it. And again, before we get into like Freudian things here. I feel like, though, it is still important and it'd be wrong to not mention that if a mother isn't also making her daughter feel good about herself, she will still have that void. It's just different, but she can still
have the image,
lead down the same path because she isn't confident in herself.
Yeah.
And so people can try to overcompensate for that. And it could also happen to people for other reasons too, like trauma with cheating or things like that. A lot of people who get cheated on take it personally as someone who got cheated on and took it personally. You know, that also is something that can, you know, mess with your perception of things. But like you said, I think it does go with that sort of self-esteem, self-confidence side to it.
And there's also this element of what people think that their love language is and then what it actually is. Because many times when we say what we want, it's not what we actually want, right? We think we want one thing, we don't realize that it's something else that we actually want. Right. So I think there's some of that too. But again, so much of it is in denial, right? Like I said, if we look and examine our true motives for things, we usually don't want to do that because we don't like what we find there.
You have to face the harsh truth.
But it is somewhat of a reality. Like I said, for a majority of men, they're valuing themselves based on their ability to, you know, that's why it's like, oh, this guy's a stud, right? Like that's how men compliment each other, right?
Don't worry, I didn't forget. I was going to circle back around on that one. Yeah. So what do men always value themselves based on women finding them attractive, or when does that happen? And do you think that is why a majority of men have physical touch because that's their goal? And like, why is that the goal?
I think a majority of men do. Again, if they're totally honest and can actually even see their own motives, right? Because most men are going to deny that is the case. But then when you look at the psychology of it and you see how men behave and what they respond to, then you can see that probably is one of the major, if not the major driving force. But I think, you know, it can depend on, again, like your childhood, what you did or did not have, and how you were responded to, you know, at earlier points in your life. But I don't think that's like the only thing, right? Obviously.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, how does that change to when you get married, when it's like not multiple women?
Yeah, then it's
one woman.
That's why it becomes so critical in a marriage for the woman to show that, because the guy needs to know that he's still that stud. Even he doesn't want to feel like he's now a tamed in a cage puppy dog, right? He still wants to feel like he's the lion, right? And so the woman has to continue to make him feel that way. Just like the same thing on the flip side, right? A woman doesn't want to get married and then feel like she's not worthy
being
of
romanced.
Right, exactly. And so because, she has, if she was single, she'd have plenty of suitors that would try and romance, you know what I'm saying? So so she's got to get that, it's almost like, I would say validation, but it's the security, the sense of security of it from somewhere else, right? From her husband. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. But I think that's a better way to look at the, like I said, through the masculine and feminine, I think you can understand more about.
Better than